Hi everyone, I'm going to try and make a video here showing the difference and showing you what a teacher will see versus what a student will see for Classroom and all that. So I'm using my Adam teacher account here, and I've created one that's Adam student here. This is presumably a new student who's not in any classrooms and so on. And so to start out as a teacher, I'm going to add that student. So we'll do plus. So adamodickstudent1@gmail.com. Don't bother emailing me on there. I'm not going to check it. So I'll click here and do invite. And now I've showed up here and it shows invited. And you see that invitation has shown up here as well in my email. So I'll click on that and I'll do join. Join. Oh, hang on. I got to switch the account because I've got more than one here. So make sure that your students join under the correct account. So join. All right, and now we're both in Classroom. So here we are on stream, and you see for the teacher it says communicate with your class here. For the student it says view class updates and connect with your class here. So let's say that I want to give my student some material first. So I created this topic called Janet Stuff. I haven't posted anything in it. Janet's the name of my cat, by the way. You'll also notice there's Google Calendar and Class Drive folder up here. This is on the teacher's version. On the teacher version, you see the teacher and the students. And yes, that is a picture of me when I was a student. And then grades, which I don't use grades in my assignments, and I'll get into that later. But let's go back to stream for now. Now on the student side, you'll see the stream again. Under Classwork, there's no Classwork here yet. They also have access to calendar and the drive folder. And then they have people, where it shows the teacher. They don't have grades because they're not a teacher, so grades aren't going to show up on theirs. But again, I'm going to ignore that now because I do grading my own way. So at any rate, as a teacher, I want to post something. So I'm going to click here on Classwork, create material. Now, the two that I'll use here, I've created a topic already, actually. The other two that I'll use here are assignments and materials. The difference is, as a material, you can give instructions, you can upload materials, but there's no due date. Whereas with assignment, there's a due date attached to it as well. So let's create a material first. So I'm going to say videos for class. Watch these before class. Now, I'm going to choose a topic as well, and I'm going to put this topic under Janet Stuff. That's the only topic that I've created. I can create a new topic here if I'd like to, but I'm going to put this under Janet Stuff. And I'm going to choose all students because I want it to go to all students. Now, if I had more than one class, I could click here and select more than one class. Right now, I only have the one for this made-up teacher, so it's only showing the one. Now I want to add the actual materials. So I'm going to add, you can add from Google Drive, from YouTube, you can add a link if it's from some other web page, and you can add files. I'm going to add a file because I have a file on my desktop that I want to add. You can add files from Drive as well, but I'm going to add one from the desktop. So upload, select files, and use a movie about Janet opening drawers. So I'm going to do upload. And you see it's going to take some time. In that time, I'm going to pause this. So I'm going to pause it, and we will come back when that is uploaded because it's 80 some odd megabytes, and that takes a minute or two. And once that's done, we'll go from there. All right, so we're back. This has uploaded, but I have not sent it to my student yet. So now I'm going to post it. Now I can schedule it and post it for a different time. I can save it as a draft or discard it if I need to change something or get rid of it. But I'm just going to do the easy thing and post it immediately. So post. don't know if materials will show up as an email. However, on the student side, you'll see it says stream was updated, show, and you can see that I've posted new material. So again, here's what the student will see. They see this message, and they see the video, and they can click it and play the video, which I'll show you in just a minute. Let's see if it does give them a message. I don't know that it gives students an email for just posting materials, but we'll see with assignments that should be different. I'm going to change this a little bit though. So let's say I forgot something, which I did. We can come in here, click the three buttons as a teacher and do edit. Now I want to add a video from YouTube. Now if I already know the YouTube URL, I can just paste it there. But assuming I don't, I can search. So let's search. Here we are. That's one of my videos. So I'm going to do add. Now I've got two here. I'm going to do save. Now it's saved the change for that post. It's edited the material. And this was updated. And they just see that it was edited. So now as a student, I see the two videos and the instructions. So here's what the students will do. Click on the video. And this is just going to play. All right, I'm going to close that out. Click on the video. And this is just going to play as well. Hey everybody. So this is how students will see materials. All right. Now let's go back to the class and go back to the stream here. Again, teacher side, student side. Now I want to post an assignment. So I'm going to go to Classwork, go to create an assignment. Title. Sorry for my spelling. I'm going to call this one a Janet document. It's going to the one class that I have. It's going to all of the students that I have in that class. I'm going to make this ungraded. And I'm personally not going to use this rubric thing for grading, simply because I keep my grades for my actual students and my actual classes in a different spreadsheet in a different place. And I don't need Google helping me with that at the moment. I'm sure it's a wonderful feature, but it's not one I'm going to get into. Now I'm going to choose a topic, and I've pre-created the topic Janet stuff, but you can create a different one. If you have topics already created for you, or if there are dates here, which some schools will do, even though we already have Google Calendar, they'll use dates here. Make sure you select the correct topic as a teacher. I'm going to select a due date. I'm going to make it due Friday. I'm going to give them a time. 8 o'clock at night. Okay. So now for the instructions, fill out the document attached, and now I'm going to attach a document. Now this one I do have saved in Google Drive already, so I'm going to click Google Drive and trial for Classroom. Now this is just one document. It's a Word doc that I've already created. I'm going to click Add. Now, one thing you'll notice here, when you open up Teacher's Drive, here's that document, but also I've got a new one called Classroom. And inside of that Classroom, you see a couple of things here. There's the template trial. This is the document that I'm putting in there now. And then there's one also called Document Stuff. So there's a couple of things that are going to be automatically created inside a Classroom. On the student side, let's see if it's updated that. Yeah, you see on the student side, they have a Classroom folder. And they'll see class things, stuff, and junk. That's the name of this class. But there's nothing in there quite yet. So we'll leave that there for now. We'll leave this here for now. But what you'll see is things start to be added to Classroom automatically as you upload them. Excuse me. So we'll come back here. You can give, as a teacher, different permissions. So if this is a file where you just want them to read it, get instructions from it, you can leave it as view. If you want all of the students to be able to edit this one individual file, you can do students can edit file. But just note, they're going to be editing the same file. They're not going to have different ones in this case. They'll edit one file as an entire classroom group. So if you're sending out a document that you need others to, that you want students to reply with using that document, you would make a copy for each student. Okay? And that's about it for assigning. So I'll do assign. Now it's listed here. Here's one material, here's one assignment, and in the stream, here's the material, here's the assignment, and this goes by most recent will show up at the top, kind of like Facebook feed or Instagram or whatever. Now when I come back to the student side, it says stream was updated, so here's the new assignment. And when I open up that assignment, got it? Here's what you'll see. It says your assigned work, and here's a Word document, and it says fill out the document attached, and then turn in. So I'm gonna double click this, or single click this, and here's the actual document. It says play video and tell me how my cat is the best cat in the world. Now if I open up Classroom, and I open up this things, stuff, and junk, there is that document right there in Google Drive, and now students have a copy of their own. So students can now open this up, open with Docs, here it is. So my student has done his or her work. There's other stuff within Docs that I'm not even going to get into. It says changes saved, okay? And so now as a student, I'm just going to close that out, close this out. I'm going to open up Classroom, and I'm going to say turn in. One attachment will be submitted, Adam student child for classroom.docx. So I'm going to turn that in. Turning in. Now, as a student here, you have fewer things that you can possibly do. You can add private comments. You can unsubmit your document, and you can make more changes to it. But let's just go back to the class and back to the stream. I'm sorry, to Classwork. So Classwork shows all of the same things that it showed before. If I open up Janet document, it says view assignment, and it says that I turned it in already. So I can view the assignment and look at that again, but it shows that I turned it in already because I clicked that turn in button right here. And when I clicked it, it turned into unsubmit, right? Now there's a couple other neat features that I'll show you guys in just a second. But on the teacher side, so here's that assignment, and I can see one student turned it in. There are no other students who I have assigned it to, and here's that student's document that they turned in. I can have a look at it, I can read it, I can return it. So let's just do use capitals, post. So now I've made that a private comment to that student. And you can see I'm starting to get emails now. So I did eventually get an email for the material. This is the videos. I got an email for the assignment. And then I got an email for this private comment. Sorry, it's switching accounts on me. So now I'm in Classroom again as a student. I can look over here, let's see, no work to do because it's done, but if I go to Classwork and Janet document, review assignment, you see now there's a comment here. I do think that I'll get an email, you do get this email here, this that I added a private comment. I'll get an email as a teacher as well, I believe, when I reply back. So now I'm emailing back to the teacher version of me, saying, nah, I'm good. And so you can have some discussion and you can put some comments to that student about the work that they did. I'm going to close that out. So now that I've got, so that I'm back to the stream here. Again, you can see that this is saved inside of your classroom as a student, and you can see even just there, it updated automatically because I added text to it, and this is saved there. Now, on the teacher side, let's see here. I want to go back to Classroom. I want to go back here. That's mostly it for the teacher, but there's a couple of additional things here. So you can open up Class Drive folder, which is really nice. And you can see here's the Janet document, and here's Adam's student's version of the Janet document. Now, if I had 20 students, 20 documents would show up here. I only have one student here, only one document shows. But as a teacher, it will collect these based on the assignment. There's also, so this templates do not edit. This is templates for the document that I sent. You should not edit that. And you can see here's the video that I sent earlier as well. So Classroom will automatically start to save these files for you. But of course, you can also upload files from my drive, which is what I had originally done. I uploaded this, and Google automatically made this folder with all of the copies from the students here. The other nice thing about this, and it's good for teachers, but it's really even better for students. I'll show you, actually I'll show you on the student side. So if you are a student, you've done your assignment, but you want to see if you've got more, I can open up Google Calendar. Got it. And now you're seeing this is only showing the week. Let's change this to month. Now you can see right here on the 10th, I had this assignment due. Fill out the document attached, and it even gives me a link. So if I use, as a student, Google Calendar, then I can easily see what assignments are being assigned. Let's try one more assignment here. But the other thing too, I can easily just post messages as well for my students. So share with your class, hi class, post, and then on the student side, hi class. And now I set it so that students cannot comment in this class. That's a setting. If I allowed students to comment, then there would be a little comment box down here that students could reply and say hello back. Also in the upcoming work here, if I had not submitted this, you would see upcoming work showing there. And you see it does show up on the teacher side, because me as a teacher, now I need to review what the student has done. Let's try one more. Let's say create assignment. Add a photo of your favorite cat. And you can create doc slide sheets and so on from here, which will be saved in your classroom. I'm going to make this ungraded again. I'm going to make it due on the 8th. I'm going to make it due at 5 o'clock. And I'm going to create a new topic, cat photos. And I'm going to put it inside of that topic. Now, again, I can schedule it or I can just assign it. I'm going to assign this one immediately. On the student side, this will say the stream is updated in a second here. Or I can just refresh it, and there it is. I also am getting emails. Here's an announcement. I'll get another email momentarily saying that your teacher has given you another assignment. So let's see here. New assignment, add a photo of your favorite cat. And actually it's nice that this showed up. It says add or create files for your classwork. So let's add or create, and let's add a file. Now, I actually did not get a file ready, so let me see if I can find one quickly. Let's see, Google Drive, pictures, no. Go to pictures. Well, I'm just going to post this picture because I'm not finding a cat one quickly and easily enough. I can add more files, right? So I can add another picture. I can add documents. I can add whatever I'd like to add, and then do upload. So for my actual students, in order to upload their homework and their classwork, this is what they will use. Add or create, and then they'll add their documents right there, and then turn in. 2 attachments will be submitted. This is kind of saying, are you sure that you want to do that? And so, yep, I'm sure, turn it in. Turning in. Okay, now, no upcoming work. If I choose classwork and do view your work, you can see what I've turned in. If I go back and do classwork and calendar, you can see there was this other assignment created on the 8th, and there's a link to it. Got it. Okay. I'm going to close that out. If I open up Drive, I can see that in my class, I've got a couple of pictures, and now I've got this. And now what the teachers will see the assignment this way. You see that one student has turned it in. You can click on that. They can look at what the student has turned in. So this is an easy way to check your work, especially if you're handing in homework as photos, which a lot of my students are doing. Taking photos of their workbook or their student book and handing it in. Do return. Now this will say student will be notified and can check any grade you've left. So I'm going to do return as a teacher, and that should notify the student that yes, I've looked at it and acknowledged that you've done it. So here's that new assignment. We can delete that. Here it was returned, and you can see from a teacher's side that the teacher has looked at it, viewed it, and returned it. Okay. So now this student is done with their 2 assignments and with their videos. From the teacher side of things, the teacher has checked this one assignment. Let's look at the other one. So I've seen it, but I haven't responded to it. So if I open that up, again, I can do return it to the student. I'm going to close that out. And now, there will be another one, Janet document returned. So that's what the student will see. Is there anything else that I need to show you? I don't think that there really is. That's basically all of it. I don't get into grading because I do grading in a different way. I would strongly recommend that everyone start using Calendar because it's going to show you all the stuff that you have upcoming. And you can also set it to show other calendars and to show more than one calendar at a time, which is super nice. Students, you should do the same exact thing. You should begin to use Google Calendar because it's going to just make your life so much easier. You will see your assignments and when they're due and on what day they're due. So I strongly suggest that. Teachers, you can check the class drive folder and actually, so now you see I've got one for Janet document and I've got one for add photo where those photos have been added and it shows who added them. So this is a nice easy way to make sure that you can check here and see that all of your students have handed in their work or that 5 out of 10 have or whatever the case may be. You can see who's late that way. I think that's basically it, really. Hopefully from a student perspective that makes it a little bit easier to hand in work. In other words, when you see one of these, you can come up here and you can add your file, you can add your information. If a teacher gives you a file, you'll see it up here. So this is where all of your attachments are. You can also, again, add private comments, and you can use private comments even if class comments are turned off. Of course, all of your classes would show up here, so there's only one class for this student, but if this student had more than one would show up. Yeah, I think that's basically it. So hopefully that's helpful for people. I know there's a ton of different things and features in here. And the wonderful thing is that Google keeps all of these things very well connected. And so, you know, if I open up my Gmail, my emails from my teacher are going to show up there. I'm also going to get a notification as a student on Classroom. This is why it's super important for students to check their classroom material and to check their emails regularly. And then, of course, Google Drive keeps backups of all of the stuff that you've created. You'll find it inside of Classroom. All of the work that you do will be there, so there's really no concern about, oh, Hojam, I handed it in, but you never saw it. Well, if it's not here, then it's not handed in. And you can, unfortunately, click Submitted even if you haven't attached anything. And then what the teacher will see, when the teacher looks at it, they'll see that you've turned it in, but they won't see anything from you actually attached. So don't try and pull a fast one on us, because we are checking this student work and making sure that you're in fact attaching things, and we're not going to send a return unless we see that you've attached things. Yeah, I know that's a lot of stuff and it's probably confusing, and I went through it all fast. Let's see if that works. All right, thanks everybody.